What's the best miniature from every single army in 40k?
Chaos Space Marine. Wrong video. Let's find out. Hello and welcome back to The Kieran Show. He's Kieran, I'm Kieran, this is The Kieran Show. We are going to be looking at 40k, specifically every single faction and every single mini that we deem is the best within that faction.
Yes, so you'll have seen, or maybe not seen, that we did a top 5 miniatures in all of Warhammer 40,000. Was a lot of fun, was quite hard, let's be real. We thought we'd go a bit deeper and try and find the best miniature from each army.
Yeah, we've given love to 5 specific minis with a couple of shout-outs, namely Blade Guard. What on earth? So we'll see if they stood the test of time.
Yeah, they did. Spoilers.
So yeah, we're going to jump head first. Similar to the AOS format, we split every single faction right down the middle. You've got half, I've got half, and we're going to talk about them, discuss, hopefully not argue too much, but of course it's 40k, so there'll be plenty of arguments, I'm sure.
Yes.
Before we jump in, any YouTube pleasantries would be phenomenal. Like, subscribe, comment, tell your nan, tell your brother, tell your sister, whoever the hell watches the internet. Make them watch us instead.
Yes.
You ready to jump in?
Please do. Yes. Starting off with the bestest of boys. The Dark Angels.
I see.
And the best miniature in all of this range is obviously the Lion. But I put him in my top 5 miniatures of all time.
Excellent. Right, so
I'm going to change. I'll talk about something else because we've talked about the Lion enough.
You need, we need to change.
Second place in this one would be the Inner Circle Companions.
Oh, thank goodness you said that. Yeah, I was really worried you were going to go.
Lion and the Inner Circle Companions are the best. Obviously, if you'd have seen the top 5 video, we talked about the Lion a lot then. He's a magnificent miniature, but the Inner Circle Companions they're like Blade Guard on steroids. They're like if Blade Guard had an upgrade sprue.
Yeah, Inner Circle Companions are for sure the best range in their new refresh.
Yes.
Love them. Great take, which I'm surprised at because it's Space Marines and you've already...
We all know I love Space Marines, no matter their colour.
Yes, for sure. First up for me is Black Templars. So still on the Space Marine theme, Black Templars. This was a challenging one because there's loads of them that I really like in Templars, and that's saying something because Space Marines I'm not normally a huge fan of. I've got 3 noms, and then I'll stick to one that I really like.
We're meant to pick one, and you're like, I'm just going to pick 3.
This is one of the only ones I've gone with. This is one of the only ones I've gone with 3. So, Empress Champion.
Okay.
Beautiful mini. Wicked paint, just stunning. Sword Brethren.
Yep.
Yeah, and last but not least, the Castellan.
Where's Helbrecht in this list?
Did we not give him as a mention in...
It was an honourable mention, but it wasn't top 5. So
Castellan's in the bin. Helbrecht's top. Your army.
It's your favourite, so I'm going to absolutely ruin you.
God.
It's Chaos Space Marines.
Okay.
What do you think I picked?
I think you've picked a bad one.
No, I picked the Obliterators.
Are you joking?
Yeah, just to annoy you.
I would have lost my whole mind if you'd actually voted Obliterators.
You really don't like Obliterators,
The screen would have been down, I'd have been off. See you later, bye.
I've picked the Lord Discordant. It's my favourite miniature in the whole of that range.
Nice. Right.
And second place for me is Big Daddy at Bads.
Okay.
The Lord Disco, just because of how metal it is. It looks like something from a Lamb of God album or something.
Nice.
Or I don't even know how to describe that miniature. It makes no sense.
Yeah, it's a dirty looking mini for sure. I think one of my favourite things about the Lord Discordant is the rider on top. His little skull mask thing he's got going on is so cool.
Yes, it looks like
so cool.
It looks like something out of a comic book almost, doesn't it? With the way that it flows across, but then doesn't. It is an insane miniature. It's criminal that I've bought 2 and painted none.
Oh my God! What?
Yeah, I bought one because I'm definitely going to paint it, and then I had a bit of clear out and sold the Lord Discordant, and then for my Night Lord's army that died very quickly, I did buy another one, and it's still in the garage. I haven't sold that one just yet.
Excellent. Maybe you should paint it.
What's next?
Next up is Blood Angels. Before I jump back on Blood Angels, honourable mention for Chaos. Vashtor, I know you hate it, but I think Vashtor's really cool.
I'm not keen on Vashtor.
I think you're crazy. Chaos Chosen, beautiful kit.
Oh yeah, Chaos Chosen. Yeah.
Chef kiss. All the Chaos kisses for you. Blood Angels, we're talking Blood Angels. Dante.
Oh really?
Dante is wicked cool. Wicked cool. Sad Lewis that cries. Great character. Cries a lot, very old. But his new mini is
Just
one hell of a
just
glow up.
wants to die.
He just wants to die. He's like, please. He was like, don't worry,
Count.
Dante, you've crossed the Rubicon Primaris. He's like, why did you fix the Black Rage?
Why did you fix the actual genetic flaw that we had?
But now you're bigger, Dante. Don't worry.
So are you putting Dante over all of the new releases?
Yep.
That at the time we haven't had?
Yep.
You're putting him over Lamatis?
Yep.
Can see the brain rot got into you this morning.
Nope. Black Rage. Your turn.
Aeldari. Or Eldar in old money.
This is tough.
I genuinely I could be here for an hour.
Okay.
I'm not a massive Eldar fan in general, but the miniature range is so cool. I've picked the one for the best miniature in the whole range that will please everybody, because if I don't pick this, they'll all shout at me. It's the Avatar of Cain.
Yeah, rightly so.
Unbelievable miniature. It would have been in the top 10 for the previous video. The only reason we didn't give it an honourable mention is just because my honourable mentions were like left field kits that were just really cool. Yeah, Avatar of Cain, absolutely amazing. The fact that it's got different heads and different weapons is really, really cool. An honourable mention for here is Magooan.
Magooan Ra.
Magooan Ra. It's not actually called that, it's just that I called him that once and it stuck.
Was it Morgan Ra or something?
Yeah, something really boring.
Yeah,
I like Magooan.
Sounds lame. Magooan's cool.
Yeah, Magooan just looks like something out of a heavy metal band.
Yeah, the Autark is a really nice kit as well. We talked about like alternative bits for the Avatar. I think Autark is definitely up there.
Yeah.
To
be fair, I'm a big fan of the Wraith Knight. I mean, I know it gets a bad rep because all the meta chasers ruined any karma that, or any like goodwill that kit had. They ruined it.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I think in 40k, I'm a fan of most of the Titanic stuff, other than the Lord of Skulls. Everything else is pretty good.
I've always loved the Wraith Knight since. I mean, I know it wasn't a great game, but Dawn of War 3, the cinematic trailer for that, where the Wraith Knight charges through an Imperial Knight, it was so cool.
Yeah, it's badass.
Next,
Adeptus Sororitas.
Sisters of Battle in old money.
This is certainly the most difficult one out of all the ones I was given, because their range is a joke.
In a good way.
Absolute joke. Yeah, they have some of, if not the most beautiful minis. Whoever designed them this was certainly a passion project. They had a great time.
What did you pick?
I've got 3. Again, sorry. The Exorcist.
Also, just to preface, you did pick the Triumph of St. Catherine as the second best miniature in all of Warhammer, so we can't.
So that's not in the 3, so back down to 2.
But is that the best one in the whole range?
Yeah, obviously.
So technically, Triumph of St. Catherine is the best in the whole Sisters range.
Sure. Some other things to talk about. Exorcist, for one, that tank is utterly nuts. And more recently, the Celestial Sacrosanct Avalon. That was released this weekend. So for you guys, a few weeks back. It's the one that went...
The Black Library one, wasn't it?
Yeah, the Black Library one with the super cool, what's it called? Fleur-de-lis symbol in the sword and stuff.
The one with the tactical rock and tactical mound.
2 cherubs either side. Is metal as hell. Yeah, and when they released that, I was like, sorry? Yeah, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Any other mentions? Oh, Celestian Sacrosancts, they're great.
Yeah, the old croissants. I'm a big fan. A big fan of the Castigator in terms of the tank.
See, I'm not that bothered.
I just love the Predator. I love that they've taken. Yes, the Predator, one of the most iconic things. Let's make it
holy
sob.
Oh, sob.
Sisters Battle.
Oh, right. I was like, sob as in sad. What do you mean?
Yeah. I mean, all of the sister stuff looks kind of sad.
Yeah, true.
But yeah.
Next.
Chaos Knights.
Yes.
A whole total of 3 kits.
Good.
But makes lots of things.
Excellent.
I've gone with my favourite, which is the Knight Rampager.
It's one of the cooler ones.
For full reference, it's the double melee knight. So it's the one with the giant chainsword and the fist. I just think it's so cool because it makes no sense. like melee knights to me are so cool because it's full Pacific Rim. In 40k, which is more of a range-based game, in terms of 10th edition, it definitely is more range-based. It makes no sense, but they look so cool. Like you give it like some of the masks that come in that Chaos Knight kit. They just they fit the fluff really well. Honourable mention here, War Dogs.
Yeah, they're wicked.
What a versatile kit. I mean, it
Yeah,
makes
they're great.
so many different things. Like there's the Brigand, and I can't remember what they're all called. So much flavour in that War Dog kit. The only downside with Chaos Knights is that it's similar to Imperial Knights. All the big knights come in one big box.
True.
So you're paying to get the Desecrator and the Abominant. Shout out to the Abominant. A knight that had a tail.
Sure.
Really, really, really cool.
Tracks. It tracks.
What next?
Thousand Suns is up next.
Did you pick the Infernal Master?
Nope.
Well, you did it wrong.
I was worried you were going to say that, so I'm going to hit you back. Clap back. Exotic Sorcerers.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good.
Great kit. Certainly one of the more versatile kits in 40k.
But they're not playing Yu-Gi-Oh!
Huh? Oh, no, you don't need Yu-Gi-Oh! To be cool. I have a weird saying that. The Exotic Sorcerer kit is wicked. It's really, really cool. You've got 3 totally different characters that you can make. All of the bits in it are just fantastic. The Exalted Sorcerers, I think, are a bit weird within the range. I think they're obviously really cool, but having 3 different characters in one box is incredible value. The minis are really cool, and you can make them how you like them.
And they're not goats.
And they're not goats. God damn it, they're not goats.
It's the biggest problem with the whole Thousand Suns range.
Yeah, honestly, they just need more. Like, we've spoke about this a few times now in relation to Thousand Suns. They just need more versatility. They benefit from more flavourful kits that aren't goats. Just don't want it.
Yeah.
Don't want the bloody goats. Next up.
Next up is a really hard one because we talked about these people a lot. It's the Necrons.
Oh, yeah, that's rough.
Yeah.
Well, 2 of them were in our top 5s.
Yeah, in the top 5 was the Silent King and the Void Dragon.
Yeah, so you had first.
Silent King is categorically the best miniature in all of Warhammer 40,000.
Yeah. No.
So it is the best one for this, but because we talked, like keep saying, talked about it enough in that video. Number 2 is the Void Dragon.
Yep.
But we also had that in there.
So outside of those 2, which do you vote for?
The Monolith.
Oh. Okay.
I've since playing Dark Crusade and where in the cinematic where the Monolith comes over the hill, I've always had a soft spot for a Monolith. I think it's so mental that and what's hilarious is it's just a giant box.
It is, yeah.
It's a giant obelisk thing that just looks so menacing because it's so big on the field. I've played one. We've played one once. Did blow it up.
Yeah, you dedicated your entire game.
I was like, I'm recreating that. I blew it up with Space Marines. I was like, I'm playing Dawn of War. You're like, we're playing an actual game. I was like, no,
I'm playing Dawn of War.
I'm playing Dawn of War. I'm going to kill the Monolith.
That's so ridiculous.
Every time I put an order in for Warhammer, I nearly buy one of these. I just want to build one.
So stupid.
I just love it. But yeah, best miniature in all of the Necrons is the Silent King.
Yes, sure thing.
What's next?
Next up is Tau.
Ugh, I'm going to make a cup of tea in a while.
Tau Empire. So...
Did you pick Farsight?
Obviously. However, honourable mention to the Ghost Keel. Best suit. Best boy.
Wrong.
Great.
Storm Surge.
Nope. Ghost Keel is better.
Nah.
Yep. Ghost Keel is better. Honestly,
Why Farsight?
Farsight's the GOAT. Right, so that mini, especially when they released it amongst so many other really cool things for the Boarding Action series and the...
Apart from Snickrot.
No. What was the series called again?
It was the Arks of Omen.
Arks of Omen. Yeah, as soon as they were like, Tower coming, I was like, are they doing
That's Farsight.
Are they doing Farsight?
That's bait. That's
Are they
Farsight.
doing Farsight? This is bait. And yeah, when they announced that mini, I lost my whole mind. Whole mind was lost.
I do actually, I mean, I never told you this, but I do actually really like the Farsight mini. I love the pink flowers on the tree branch. It's very, very cool. It's very, very anime.
You heard it? You heard it? I'm sorry. You heard it here first. Kieran likes Farsight.
Yeah, it's a cool mini.
I don't think we need to talk about the other armies. Next. What's next?
Next up is PTSD. It's the Tyranids.
All right. I was like, what's that code for?
So I had the Northern Emissary in my top 5 of all of Warhammer.
Yep.
So we won't go too much into that, but that is objectively the best kit in the Tyranid range. But for the purpose of this video, I've picked the Death Leaper.
Yes. Yes.
Makes no sense. He's got a meat skirt.
Yeah, he's got a weird kilt thing going on.
The base is so cool. The tentacle. He's quite a big miniature for a lictor. So we played a Death Leaper at Warhammer World once. It was annoying from what I remember. It's like a lictor, but
worse.
Yeah, just
or more annoying to deal with. Yeah.
Battle shock everywhere. An unbelievably cool miniature. I haven't painted ours. You haven't painted ours, but you did put some white on it.
I did.
You dry brushed it and went, cool, done.
Finished. Next up, I have Imperial Knights.
I'm curious which knight you picked, and if it's not the Paladin, you did it wrong.
The Paladin was an honourable mention, and a very close second.
The Paladin is objectively the best knight.
Have a guess which I picked.
Did you pick the one with the harpoon?
Which one is that?
That's the big knight. It has the weird rotating flame cannon.
No.
And the harpoon makes no sense, but it's so weird.
No,
it's so cool.
I'll be honest, I hate the look of that one. No, I think it looks
I'm not judged on the Dominus chassis.
Oh, I went with Cerastus Knight Lancer.
Oh, boy! you went Horus Heresy.
It's cool. I think it's wicked.
No, it's not real Imperial Knights.
What was the one you mentioned again?
The Paladin.
Yeah, the Paladin is a cooler one, but I picked Lancer because it's cooler.
Is that the one with the shield?
Yeah. And the big spear.
Oh, the Gungan shield.
Yeah, the Gungan shield. Real nice. That's what they need in Warhammer.
Gungans.
Gungans. Next.
Death Guard. Death Guard next. So we obviously picked Mortarion in the top 5 miniatures of all of Warhammer.
So you're picking instead?
So I'm picking Typhus. I think he's a really cool miniature. I was really jealous when you got to paint him in our Combat Patrol series. Go watch that if you haven't already. I love the cloud of flies around him. I love the bloated belly. He's got a really cool helmet. Honourable mention in here is the Death Shroud though. The Death Shroud Terminators.
That's where I would have
/ the Blight Lords because they're a separate kit, but they kind of are the same. But the Death Shroud Mini Mortys.
Yeah, I would have gone Death Shroud Terminators for sure. Anything that has scythes in a Terminator squad, it's that.
No,
yeah.
I picked Typhus. I think he's the second best miniature in all of Death Guard, but Mortarion is the best in that range. What have you got next?
Sure thing. I've actually got Drukhari.
Weird little range because it's quite old now.
Yeah, this was rough. And I didn't realise how rubbish the model range was until I went and had a look. It's weird because yours are really cool. And whenever we've played, I've never gone, you've taken all the cool bits from the range and just utilised that. Drazar is really wicked. The Incubi are really wicked. But this thing, we actually played at Warhammer World as well, is obnoxious.
Did you pick the Talos?
Huh?
No, the Tantalus.
I picked the Tantalus. I picked the Tantalus. I saw it again and I was just like, that.
You picked a Forge World kit.
Yeah, I picked the Treasure Planet looking thing and I was like, it's that thing. Is that cool?
It's a Forge World kit.
It's also dumb.
And notorious for being awful to put together.
I don't care. It looks cool. And when we played it again earlier in the year, I was like, that's cool.
Barely fits on the board.
It does. It shouldn't be available, but it is. So it's on the list and it's first. Next up.
Dwarves in Space. Leagues of Votann.
Leagues of Votann. Cool.
Not a massive range. Not a lot to pick from.
Sure. What did you get from?
The Iron Here Champion. Close second, the Grimnir.
Yeah, I think...
Wizard Gandalf if he lost his knees.
Yeah, I would have gone with Grimnir.
But the Iron Here Champion, I love the massive hammer, the weird gun shield thing with runes on it, and then there's just this tiny little head. And also I like the squad that can go with it. The Iron Here Hearthguard, they're really cool. But the Iron Here Champion, I've painted one. I really enjoyed painting it. And I would paint another. I wouldn't ever paint any more Leagues of Votann.
Leagues of Votann.
In general, but the Ironhead Champion, I had a blast painting. And the Land Fortress, another honourable mention, I think is really cool because it makes no sense.
Yeah, sure thing.
Cool guys run 3 of them. Can you imagine running 3 Land Fortresses?
No, I couldn't. That's not a cool guy move. That's an insane amount of money and time move.
Well, given that they're a Horde army, yeah.
Yeah, probably right. Next up, another really tough one is the Space Wolves.
Did you look at this objectively, or did you look at this as ones you can go, I can make a better one?
Both, and they're both right. Yeah, this range is rubbish.
Well, at time of recording, we had the Blood Angels one. I think if Space Wolves get the treatment that Dark Angels and Blood Angels have had, I think you Space Wolves players will be eating good.
They will be, but I think a lot of the older kits, I looked at things like Thunderwolf Cavalry, I looked at the base Marines with the upgrades and stuff. I think that they're all great in principle. They're all cool. Even Ragnar Blackmane, I think, is a cool mini.
Ragnar Blackmane is very cool.
But I just think overall, I think it's all tosh. I think it could all just be better, which is a real shame. And my Chaos Wolves are better. But I did pick Ulrich the Slayer as my favourite mini.
He's fine cast.
No, he's not. He's plastic.
You sure?
I have one. Yeah. Yeah, I picked Ulrich the Slayer. He's very small. He's a bit of a teeny weeny man.
It's not across the Rubicon.
He is not across the Primaris. But I still think it holds up. I still think the mini's really nice. And if you put him on a giant tactical rock, he'll look the same size as his friends. So,
you didn't want to pick Wolfen?
No. Have you ever built Wolfen?
No.
Hot garbage.
They're one of the newer kits in that range.
They ain't good. Great for bits. Terrible minis. Terrible minis. Yeah, I really like the Thunderwolf Cavalry as well. But again, teeny weeny Marines on the top. I keep saying teeny weeny. I just pick some better words. Next.
Next up is the Astra Militarum or the Imperial Guard in Old Money. This was hard because I'm not a fan of Imperial Guard in general.
Wonder where you're going with this.
So I've gone with the Tonk.
Oh.
What? What's wrong with the Tonks?
No, tell us which Tonk it is.
It's the Baneblade.
Shocking.
No, it's
what
not.
A shock. It's not.
No, it's not.
What did you go for?
I went with the Rogel Dawn.
Oh, that's interesting. I thought you were going to go Baneblade.
I love the Baneblade.
Why didn't you pick that first then?
Because the Rogel Dawn is better.
Yeah, it's missing the bottom, I've heard. Yeah.
Yeah, big fan of the Rogel Dawn. I love just how many guns it has on it.
Sure.
We've played one, and it's like playing a Repulsive Executioner. It just takes an hour to shoot everything. Yeah, big fan of the Rogel Dawn. Honourable mention in this range, because it is quite broad, is the Kazakin. But that might just be because of how cool Kazakin are in general. I mean, you couldn't buy the new kill team for a long time. It was out of stock for quite a while. But yeah, Rogel Dawn, for me, I remember when I saw it released, I was like, that's a cool tank.
In your list of the 3 kits you've mentioned, in 4th place, is it the Death Corps of Krieg?
I didn't really go down that far.
Ruined.
It's not, because
Why?
I'm holding out for a proper range of Krieg, and then we can talk about them in their own army sense.
I don't think it'll be their own army sense. I think we'll all just forget what Imperial Guard is. We'll just be like, Krieg? Cool.
Krieg are the best detachment, army thing, whatever they are in Imperial Guard. Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Imagine like a Krieg upgrade sprue, and you could put it on like the Rogel Dawn and stuff. Just heads, gas mask heads, and
You wouldn't need an upgrade sprue, just use them from the Krieg kit.
Okay, one that doesn't make financial stupidness.
This is Warhammer. Make all the stupid decisions you want. Next
up.
up is the Adeptus Mechanicus. We have expressed that we're not super jazzed on AdMech on the show more than once.
Did you pick the Tech Priest, the one that they all hate?
No, and why do you hate him? What's going on with that? I was like, it looks fine.
I think it's because it's not It's not an AdMech unit. I think it used to be in the Imperial Guard. Like in Dawn of War, it was in the Imperial Guard army.
Oh,
I think it was retrofitted into AdMech when they came out.
that's so stupid. Very gatekeepy, AdMech fans. I went with Daddy Cool, and by Daddy Cool I mean Belisarius is cool. Yeah, real nice.
The guy that possesses more DNA intellect than the Emperor, apparently.
That checks out for someone. Yeah, honestly, best mini in the AdMech range by quite a mile.
He looks tiny, like on the website, but he's actually really big.
Yeah, he's a chunky boy.
Not compared to like a knight, obviously, but in terms of what your perception would be of how big he would be, he's bigger than that.
Yeah, honourable mention, Scattercross, Inspector Gadget is cool.
You can't put that in any top word.
I like
sense.
him. I like him. I know what you're going to say.
I've painted one and it was boring.
No, you're boring.
It's all just leg.
Next up.
Next up is Orks.
Oh,
Tricky one.
tricky one indeed.
So technically, I can get away with this because I didn't put this guy in my top 5, but you did.
Oh, nice. I know who you're going, and I wholeheartedly agree.
Going with Ghazghkull Thraka.
Real nice.
Not Makari though.
Oh, that's sad.
Not a fan of Makari.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I love Makari.
No, Gaz is the best kit in the whole of the Orc range. Again, a massive amount of detail and quite a big kit. Honourable mention here, the kill rig.
Yeah, that's mad. Yeah.
Because it makes no sense at all.
Yeah, that thing's mad cool though. Mad cool.
It's speaking of mad, it's Mad Max.
It is Mad Max.
But yeah, Gaz is one of the few Orc kits I would like to paint one day, and I think I would actually take my time as well because he's so cool.
He's so cool. Big fan. Big fan. Next
up, we're getting into the weeds now. There isn't much left.
We are. Speaking of dregs, it's the Agents of the Imperium.
Did you pick Kotiaz?
I did! Obviously not. To the bin he goes. So, Agents of the Imperium...
Did you pick the old Kotiaz mini?
I mean, I'd pick him way above the new one. Want that to be known. This is a strange one because I really like the RBTs. Players with the shotguns. They're wicked. They're really cool.
Kelsian box is fire.
Slaps, absolutely slaps. I did want to say, so they're my top. Just want to say it outright. I did want to say an honourable mention for the Navigator model. Yeah, so the Navigator was in the Blackstone Fortress box. They've re-released it as part of the Agents of the Imperium team. Really, it looks like something from June. And that's the only reason it's in here.
Muad'Dib!
Stop saying Muad'Dib. It's Muad'Dib. I'll kill you.
Next up is my favourite army. Space Marines.
Oh, lame. Who have you picked?
I couldn't. There is such a broad range. So I've got 2.
Is one of them Blade Guard?
Shush. I've picked Rowboat Gurleyman
Yep.
as the best character,
Right.
because he is. Honourable mention in that regard is Tiggy
Oh, yeah.
and Marneus Calgar. No, I'm not just simping for Ultramarines. They are the 3 best.
Characters.
Yes, in that range. You've got Shrike is really cool, but not as cool. Torgaradon, very cool. Not a fan of the Duke Nukem head. Yeah, Rowboat Gurleyman I would objectively pick as the best Space Marine character kit. But because we're talking about Space Marines and it's such a broad range, it's the Blade Guard. And I know that this is a safe space and that other people agree with me. Because in the top 5 video, when you absolutely slammed me...
It's not a top 5 honorary mention in the whole of 40k. They're just... don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they're not good. They are good. I'm just saying they're not top 5 worthy.
I didn't put them in the top 5, Kieran.
They're not top 10 worthy then.
Okay.
They're not.
But they're objectively the best Space Marine kit in the whole range. I remember when we first saw the Indomitus box as a whole and they showed those off, I was like, I need some of them. Yeah, Blade Guard, don't need to say any more on them. The only reason you're being a hater is because you've just had to paint 18 of them for a commission.
Yeah, 18 Blade Guard in one go is brutal. even still, I still think the Blade Guard models are really cool, and you can make them your own, which is the best. However, they're just not top 10.
What would you put as the best Space Marine kit then? Means you're just flat out disagreeing with both of mine. You can see the cogs whirring.
Maybe the Redemptor Dread?
Nah, Brutalis is better than the Redemptor.
Shut your ass. No, it's not. No, it isn't.
Old Snippy McSnip.
Snippy, stop it. No, it's not. For me, the Redemptor is the best kit.
Okay.
I'd take 3 Redemptors over 3 squads of Blade Guard.
The only trouble I have with the Redemptor, though, is that the pose on it is really boring.
What's up to you as the...
No, just either of the standard poses. If you cut the nubs off...
Nub.
cut the nubs off and repose the legs, they look way cooler.
Sure. Next up is the Adeptus Custodes. Very strange little kits. Also, I don't love them.
Yeah, Trajan Valoris is a bit weird.
Yeah, weird guy. If I could have picked Matey from their Forge World range.
So you won't pick a Forge World one for this, but you will for Drukhari?
No, because he's not a 40k model, is he? What's his name again?
Constantine Valdor.
Ah, Constantine Valdor, that's the guy.
He's going to come for you in your sleep.
Oh, that's a weird threat. I wake up in the middle of the night like, Constantine, no! It's Alaris Custodians I've put. I think.
Oh, okay. That's not where I thought you were going.
No, I think it's a bit left field. I really like Terminator models. Anything that's like slightly chunkier, more elite 5-man unit or 3-man unit. And Alaris Custodians are just like thick city versions of an already thick city product.
I love the. I don't know if they still count the current rules, but I know in 9th edition they could splinter off.
Oh, that's cool.
And they could be single units,
Yeah, nice.
which was just really cool because just imagine that they're that thick. They're going, no, I'm going to go do my own thing.
Well, honestly, I think Custodes are an army that could arguably be like retconned from Warhammer 40k as a game anyway. I feel like lore-wise they are so powerful that they probably shouldn't have armies.
I mean, if we're getting rid of armies, we've lost Death Watch as a whole. I think behind Grey Knights, it's the Custodes for ones that you could make an argument. I'm not saying I agree with this. You could make an argument to get rid of them from the game
Because I think
to make their lore make sense as well.
I mean, I think it'd be badass if you had like RBTs with shotguns, maybe a few tanks or whatever, like a couple of Inquisitors, and then like 3 or 4 Custodian Guard. That'd be sick.
I mean, if we end up, if you think about how big the Space Marine Codex is when it launches, it's a weighty, thick tome.
Yeah.
Imagine if we could end up with 2 of those. One of them is Space Marine, one of them is Imperium.
Yeah, I think that would work better.
Grey Knights, Death Watch, Custodes, all of this other soup is kind of what we've got with Agents of the Imperium, but on steroids. It's everything else.
Yeah.
But don't cut units for it. Make that book as thick as the Space Marine one. Give me the big book, GW. I see you.
I see you. I've got 2, you've got 1. So do you want me to do one or you do one?
Yeah, you've got 2 left, so you do another one.
Excellent. Chaos Demons, Be'lakor.
Yeah.
You do one.
He is objectively the best miniature in Games Workshop.
I mean,
would you put him over the Silent King? In terms of the best miniature in all of Jadubs?
No.
I don't think I would, on reflection. I don't think I could pick one.
It's very difficult, but
yeah,
no,
he's an unbelievable.
Yeah,
we picked him as the top AOS one.
Yeah.
Hilariously, I think I could have put him at the top of both, depending on what day of the week it is.
Be'lakor is utterly stunning. However, the Silent King just is a totally different entity. He's literally like a god, and I'm like, all right, cool.
Can I run 3?
Yeah, it's a god I'd follow, unlike the Primarchs. So, apart from Magnus, I love Magnus.
My last one.
Yes.
It's the Eater of the Worlds.
Ooh, baby. What'd you pick?
Quite a new range. I hope it's going to get more stuff because it's quite lackluster at the moment.
Yeah.
Just to appease everybody, I've picked Angron. He's great. But for me, that's where it stops. He's great. He's just great. He's not Mortarion in terms of a miniature. He doesn't have the imposing stature that Mortarion has. very like cowled over. The rock is really cool. Like the way he's standing on the base. I think for me, I would have preferred the wings open. Like you got Magnus, the wings open, showing the size of a demon Primarch. Mortarion, same thing, showing the size. Angron's like, nope, I'm gonna put them up here.
Bit squat. Yeah. So what did you pick instead?
It is Angron.
But
Like 1.1 is the new Khorne Berserkers.
yeah.
What a kit! You open that and you just go bits, more bits. There are bits everywhere. I don't know how many more times I can say bits.
Yeah, we're saying bits
in this bit.
Yeah, when you said bits everywhere, that's like a lot. Yeah, I know what you mean. The Berserker kit is unbelievable.
Just the glow up as well compared to the old one was hot.
Yeah.
Potato.
Yeah, it was tragic. So the least.
And the glow up, and then the new heads. Yeah, unbelievable.
Great time.
What's your last army in this video?
Genestealer Cults. We've ended on a weird one again. Genestealer Cults is a very strange army. I think they could benefit from some...
They need a bit. We said this in another video. They need a big kit.
Yeah, they need a big model.
They need a Norn emissary, but
if anybody hasn't kit bashed a kill rig to be Genestealer Cults yet, just do it. Just do it already.
Or do the cool guy thing, Genestealer Cults Baneblade.
I think I'd still prefer a kill rig, you know.
It's not the same army though.
No, I know, but I'm not saying that. I'm saying kit bash it into Genestealer Cults.
It does. I think the Genestealer Cult range does need. It needs a big thing. It needs a big mining laser or something that they bring in to really tunnel out these tunnels or whatever they're doing. It needs a big centerpiece tank / platform / character style centerpiece kit.
It does make me laugh that Space Marines have got mining drills, but Genestealer Cults don't.
I mean, they're equipped as Centurions.
But there isn't anybody in.
And they've also got 2 of them, so there's none left for Genestealer Cults.
No, that makes sense. They've stolen them all. They've robbed the Genestealer Cults.
Grinding.
These are our drills. I did go with the Benefactus. This is the big brain.
It's the new one, yeah.
The new big brain.
Not the Nexus.
No. I think they're all cool.
The guy playing Total War on his iPad.
Yeah, yeah. Got the games. I do think they're fine, and I think that's it with Genestealer Cults. I just think the whole range is fine. I think
it could be so much better.
It could be, and I think if you kit bash them, obviously we mentioned this with the guys over at Warhammer on their episode. If you haven't watched that yet, please go and watch that in relation to the kit bashing episode we did with them. They've got a Genestealer Cult army planned with loads of Necromunda bits, and I think if you mashed those 2 ranges together, you could create something incredibly special. But there isn't that, so it's the big brain. It's a big brain instead.
Which, at time of recording, still can't buy on its own.
Yep. How about that?
Just to talk about 40k as a whole at the moment, at time of recording, there's quite a few kits that you can't get on their own yet.
Yeah, it's frustrating. It is frustrating.
We're still waiting for, I could be wrong, we're still waiting for the Chaos Lord and Jump Pack.
Yep, still waiting.
Still waiting for the Chaos Lord and Foot.
Still waiting.
Still waiting for the Custodian.
Still waiting.
Still waiting on the Brain Person.
Still waiting.
Still waiting on the Night Lord's Kill Team.
Yeah, still waiting.
Mandrakes.
Nope.
Still not out. The new
Kotias that nobody wants. Keep him bottle.
I mean, to be fair, he's still in.
Send him away.
Yeah, I think we've talked about Kotias enough, as has most of the community online.
It's probably old news by now. Everyone's like burning their torches and pitchforks about Blood Angel stuff, and we won't talk about that.
No, they won't.
Yeah, they are.
The Princess Leia Sanguinary God.
It's bad. A huge thank you to this huge list of Kierans, the cult of Kieran. We love you immensely. You could join our cult as well by signing up to Patreon or YouTube memberships, whichever is your flavour. You also have the ability to fund our community challenges as well,
and take part in what they are. So one of the benefits we've added recently is voting power. So go check that out if you want. But please do the YouTube pleasantries as well. Like, comment.
But yeah, the sooner we get to 10k, we'll get to our 10k giveaway, which is very, very exciting indeed.
Yes, very, very excited for that. It means that we can clear out some of the garage.
Some of the garage. If you haven't joined one of our live streams or our Discord, be sure to do that as well as the community grows along with the channel, which is very cool.
Yes.
Anything else?
No.
Fabulous.
We will see you in the next one.
Kieran said he loved Farsight.